Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, and September is going to be one of the most important months of the year for UK pensioners, and I need to make sure you are ready for it, because there are 5 things happening next month that will directly affect your money, and at least 2 of them involve changes that most pensioners still do not know about. The biggest of those changes is one that millions of people missed entirely. If you lost your winter fuel payment in 2024, when the government restricted it to pension credit claimants only, I need you to hear this. The government reversed that decision. The winter fuel payment has been restored. It is back. And the rules for who gets it, how it is paid, and who has to pay it back are completely different from what they were 12 months ago. I have gone through the current gov.uk guidance, the HMRC clawback rules, the qualifying week criteria, and the opt-out process, and I am going to walk you through everything you need to know before September arrives. Now, before I get into it, I want to say something to those of you who are already subscribed. Thank you. You are the reason I make these videos. You understand that when the government reverses a policy, it does not take out a television advert to let you know. It does not write to every pensioner who was affected and say we have changed our minds. It updates a gov.uk page and assumes you will find it. The people who subscribe to this channel find it. The people who do not subscribe carry on believing they no longer qualify for a payment that has already been restored. If you are watching right now and you are not yet subscribed, take 1 second and fix that. 1 tap, no cost. And the next time something this significant changes, you will hear about it before the deadline, not after. Now, there are 5 things on this list, and I want you to stay until the very end, because number 5 explains how one group of pensioners is completely protected from the new clawback rule, keeps the full payment no matter what their income is, and unlocks thousands of pounds in additional support that most people do not know is connected. Let us get into it. The first thing is the headline: the winter fuel payment is back. In July 2024, the government announced that from that winter onwards, the winter fuel payment would be restricted to pensioners receiving pension credit or certain other means-tested benefits. The eligible group dropped from approximately 11.4 million pensioners to roughly 1.5 million. The backlash was severe. Legal challenges were launched. Charities warned of pensioners going cold. And in June 2025, less than a year later, the government reversed course. But it did not simply go back to the old system. It introduced a third model: universal payment with tax-based clawback. What that means in practice is this: from winter 2025 to 2026 onwards, and continuing for winter 2026 to 2027, every eligible pensioner receives the winter fuel payment. You do not need to be on pension credit. You do not need to be on any benefit. If you have reached state pension age and you meet the residency criteria, the payment is yours. But if your individual taxable income exceeds £35,000, HMRC will recover the full amount through the tax system, not a partial reduction. The full amount. If you earn under £35,000, you keep every penny. If you earn over it, even by £1, the entire payment is clawed back. The threshold is assessed on your individual income, not your household income. That distinction matters. If you are part of a couple and your individual income is under £35,000, you keep the payment, even if your partner earns significantly more. The second thing is the qualifying week, and this is the date that determines whether you receive the payment at all. For winter 2026 to 2027, the qualifying week runs from the 21st to the 27th of September 2026. To be eligible, you must have reached state pension age by the end of that week. Because the state pension age is currently rising from 66 to 67, the government has confirmed that you must have been born on or before the 27th of June 1960 to qualify this winter. If you were born after that date, even by a single day, you will not have reached state pension age by the end of the qualifying week, and you will not be eligible for winter 2026 to 2027. If you do meet the age requirement and you are already receiving your state pension, the payment should arrive automatically between November and December 2026, without you needing to do anything. The DWP will send you a letter in October or November confirming how much you will receive and which account it will be paid into. The amount depends on your age. If you were born between the 28th of September 1946 and the 27th of June 1960, you will receive £200. If you were born before the 28th of September 1946, meaning you are 80 or over during the qualifying week, you will receive £300. The third thing is the clawback itself and how it actually works, because this is where the confusion is worst, and where pensioners near the £35,000 threshold need to pay close attention. You will receive the winter fuel payment first. HMRC will recover it afterwards. This is not an upfront refusal. You are not screened out before the payment is made. The money arrives in your account between November and December, and the recovery happens later through the tax system. If you are taxed through pay, which includes most pensioners receiving a private or workplace pension, AMRC will adjust your tax code for the following tax year to collect the amount back. You will see a slightly higher tax deduction each month across the year. If you file a self-assessment tax return, the winter fuel payment will be added to your taxable income and recovered through your annual calculation. If neither applies, AMRC may issue a simple assessment and request repayment directly. The critical number is £35,000. If your total individual taxable income for the relevant tax year is £35,000 or below, you keep the payment in full. No clawback, no adjustment, no recovery. If you are above it, you lose the entire amount. HMRC has published an online calculator on gov.uk where you can check whether your income exceeds the threshold. If you are close to the line, check it now, because the difference between 34,900 and 35,100 could be £200 or £300. The fourth thing is for pensioners who have never received the winter fuel payment before, or who have deferred their state pension since the last time they received it, because for you the payment is not automatic. The DWP has confirmed that two groups must actively claim. If you have never received a winter fuel payment before, or if you have deferred claiming your state pension since your last winter fuel payment, you will need to submit a claim. Claims for winter 2026 to 2027 open from the 21st of September 2026. If you fall into either of these categories and you do not claim, you will not receive the payment. It will not arrive automatically. You will simply be overlooked. If you have deferred your state pension, make sure the DWP has your current address and bank details. If you have recently moved house, or if your circumstances have changed since the last time you had contact with the DWP, update your records now. You can contact the Winter Fuel Payment Helpline on 0800 731 0160. One call, one update, and a payment of £200 or £300 either reaches you or it does not. There is also an opt-out process. If your income is above £35,000 and you would rather not receive the payment and then have it clawed back through your tax code, you can opt out before the 20th of September 2026. You can do this by calling 0800 731 0160 or through the gov.uk online form. Opting out means you will not receive the payment and HMRC will not need to adjust your tax code. For pensioners whose income is clearly above the threshold, this avoids the administrative complication of receiving money you know you will have to repay. Now here is the fifth thing, the one I told you to stay for, and it is the reason pension credit still matters even though the winter fuel payment has been restored to everyone. If you receive pension credit, you are protected from the clawback completely. It does not matter what your total income is. If pension credit is in payment during the qualifying week, you keep the full winter fuel payment and HMRC does not recover it. That alone makes pension credit worth checking, but the protection from the clawback is only the beginning. Pension credit also unlocks the warm home discount, which is £150 off your electricity bill each winter, applied automatically for guarantee credit recipients. It unlocks council tax reduction, which for many pensioners on guarantee credit reduces the bill to zero. It unlocks free NHS dental treatment across all three bands. It unlocks a free TV licence if you are 75 or over. It unlocks cold weather payments of £25 for every 7-day cold spell. And it provides a weekly income top-up that can be worth thousands of pounds a year depending on your circumstances. According to the DWP's own figures, around 880,000 households who are eligible for pension credit are not claiming it. If you are one of them, you are not just missing out on the weekly top-up, you are missing every linked benefit that pension credit unlocks. And under the new winter fuel payment rules, you are also missing the one protection that guarantees you keep the full payment regardless of your income. The pension credit claim line is 0800 99 1234. The call is free. The application takes roughly 20 minutes, and it can be backdated by up to 3 months. If you apply before the end of December 2026, and your claim is backdated to cover the qualifying week in September, you could still qualify for the full winter fuel payment with clawback protection, plus pension credit itself, plus every gateway benefit it unlocks. But the later you leave it, the tighter that window becomes. So let me bring this all together. 1. The winter fuel payment has been restored after the 2024 means testing was reversed. And from winter 2025 to 2026 onwards, every eligible pensioner receives it. But HMRC recovers the full amount from anyone whose individual taxable income exceeds £35,000. 2. The qualifying week for winter 2026 to 2027 runs from the 21st to the 27th of September 2026, and you must have been born on or before the 27th of June 1960 to be eligible. 3. The payment arrives first and the clawback happens later through your tax code or self-assessment, and if your income is below £35,000, you keep the full £200 or £300. 4. If you have never received the winter fuel payment, or you have deferred your state pension, you must actively claim from the 21st of September, and if you want to opt out because your income is above the threshold, the deadline is the 20th of September. And 5. Pension credit recipients are fully protected from the clawback, keep the payment regardless of income, and unlock a cascade of linked benefits worth thousands of pounds more, and around 880,000 eligible households are still not claiming. 5 facts. 1 qualifying week, and a payment that millions of pensioners thought they had lost forever that is already on its way back. If this video helped you today, I am going to ask you to do 2 things. Subscribe to this channel so the next time a policy like this reverses, you hear about it first. And share this video with a pensioner who lost their winter fuel payment in 2024 and does not know it has been restored. A parent, a neighbor, someone at the day center, someone who went cold last winter because they believed the money was gone. Just send them the link. Because one share, one phone call, one moment of reaching someone before the qualifying week passes, that could make a real difference. Thank you for watching, friends. I will see you in the next one.